Good afternoon, everybody. So we'll start off with our safety disclaimer the way we always start. So these classes and what I say are not medical advice. Please consult with your healthcare professionals before making changes to manage your health. This presentation does not represent Parkinson's Canada's endorsement of products or treatment related to Parkinson's disease. This presentation is meant to be for general information. If you have any specific questions about managing Parkinson's for yourself or for another, please contact info@parkinson.ca, or you can always call our 1-800 number. That number is 1-800-565-3000. Well, this is your at-home workout class 44, believe it or not. This is brought to you by Parkinson's Canada. My name is Lance Letain, and I am coming to you live from my home here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. It's a muggy day today, but we had nothing to complain about. If you're new to this class, I'd like to give you a great big welcome and thank you for coming in. And for those of you that have been participating over the months, yes, can you believe it's months? A great big thank you for your patronage and your continued support. It means so much to me whenever I hear from you guys. So yes, these live classes are brought to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 1:30 Central Time. So that is 2:30 on the Eastern Time, and then it'll be at 3:30 on the Atlantic Coast. You can find these classes on the Parkinson's Canada Facebook Superwalk page, so that's the live classes, but you can find all the recorded classes on the Parkinson's Canada Manitoba Facebook group page, and of course you can find these classes posted on the Parkinson's Canada YouTube channel. Hey, Jim and Wanda are in the house. Great to see you, Jim. How you doing, Wanda? So these classes are a part of the movement, part of the Superwalk movement. It's a monthly challenge designed to encourage you to try and get 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous exercise per week. So these classes are roughly about 50 minutes in duration here. So sitting in on 3 classes will give you that 150 minutes that is needed. You can, if you want to learn more about the movement, really, it is a fantastic program, part of the Superwalk, new for this year. You can go to www.superwalk.ca. You'll find a lot of information about the movement. If you're participating in these classes, why not register for the movement? You could win some really good prizes. Next month's prize, you could win prizes this month for next month's challenge, which is the 100,000 step challenge. And so you could win some Fitbits. And Fitbits are a little monitor you could wear around your wrist or around your ankle. Even I've seen some around your belt loop that will monitor the number of steps you're taking in a day. And we're ideally trying to get to 100,000 steps in the month of August. And then of course, come the month of September, we are looking at the Superwalk itself. This year's Superwalk is a virtual walk, so we're encouraging you to be walking in your neighborhood or a place that you feel familiar with family and friends. We're still doing our fundraising because we still need to raise funds in order to towards further research and for programming, our Parkinson's Canada programming. Hopefully you're benefiting from it. Hello, Pete. Thank goodness FL for Friday. Oh, thank goodness for Lance. That's hilarious, Pete. Too funny. Always look forward to seeing Pete in these classes here. Okay, so yes, while you're on the website, also check out in the tools we have Walk in the Box. That's new for this year. So we'll help you plan, prepare, and then organize and then celebrate the Superwalk itself. You'll find templates for making posters. You can put your own pictures in the posters and you can put them up in your neighborhood, or you can make the posters, just keep them online to share with your family and friends. There's going to be hard copies of the Walk in a Box. Just keep your ear to the ground, keep your eye on the web page for more information about the physical walks in the box. Okay, so I just want to talk about things we know with Parkinson's disease. It's definitely more than just motor features like bradykinesia or rigidity or tremors. There's also Parkinson's disease manifests itself with symptoms related to your thinking, your working memory, decision making, staying attentive, concentration, depression, anxiety, and sleep. Good thing is though, exercise can help with all of those symptoms. Say for your gait and your balance. There's studies that show that regular exercise, and like during our classes here, we're working on our balance every time, but we're also working on our gait when we're doing our marching exercises. Flexibility and posture. We're talking about posture, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. I mentioned it every class here, just thinking of our posture. Sitting up nice and straight and working on our flexibility. The flexibility can really help with the pain management. Your muscles get really tight and really rigid. Well, when we can lengthen them, stretch them out, that's going to help manage the pain. Then of course there's decision making. We're having to make decisions when you're following this class, like what do I have to do next in order to follow along. So the more we're training our mind and our body through exercise, it's going to benefit you. And then the quality of sleep. Well, it stands to reason that if we're exercising really hard, you're going to be a little bit tired. And hopefully that's going to lead to you having a longer, more restful, peaceful sleep. You're going to get that REM sleep that's so important. Definitely related to sleep hygiene. Trying to make sure you're going to bed at the same time every night. I set an alarm before I go to bed, so when my alarm goes off, bang, I know I got to stop everything that I'm doing and start getting ready for bed. Definitely no screens. And then of course exercise also helps with reducing falls, freezing of your gait, and a reduction in anxiety and depression. Before you start, if you're new to this class, it's always a good idea to consult with your healthcare management team. And that could be, a physiotherapist, occupational therapist. Perhaps in your community you have access to a kinesiologist or an athletic therapist. They're also people that you can work with in helping design a program that's best for you. They typically try and find activities that you like, that you enjoy. It makes it easier to stick with it, as well as teaching you how to do the exercises safely. And of course you have your doctor and your nurses, and perhaps for me, one of the most important people of our care team is our care partner. And that's who I want to give our shout out for today's class. I want to give out our shout out to all those care partners out there and mention that Parkinson's Canada, we do have this resource here, the Care Partnering book. It is a great resource. It lots of tip sheets in there, lots of information that maybe you haven't thought about. You can discuss this. If you need more information about this, definitely contact info@parkinson.ca, or you can call our 1-800-565-3000 number. Or if you have a relationship with your community development team, your community development coordinator, like say here in Manitoba, we have Donna Greening, and we also have Carrie Lynn Goods, who's in Brandon. Both awesome colleagues, great people, on top of everything. So if you need some of these books, or you'd like to get your hands on a book like this, contact your Parkinson Canada office, or you can always call or you can email info@parkinson.ca, or 1-800-565-3000. Okay, gang, it's time for us to move. It's Friday. It's gonna be a hot, sweaty workout today. That's all right. We got the weekend after this. So I'm gonna back up my chair, take off my glasses, and I'm just doing a live broadcast right now. So, okay, so here we go. We're going to start off our classes the same way we do every single time. We're going to start off with our breathing, then we're going to do our slap, clap, snap, and then we'll progress into our cardio exercises, strength, balance, and flexibility after that. So you're going to close your eyes, sitting up nice and straight, pulling your shoulders back. We're going to do some 3 breaths in through your nose, and out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Okay, you're going to do 3 more. Keep at it. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Okay, done our breaths. Sorry about that, just had a contractor show up here. Now we're going to do our slap, clap, snap. So we're going to slap our thighs 5 times, clap our hands 5 times, and snap our fingers 5 times. From there, we're going to go down to 1, then all the way back to 5. Ready, gang? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, hopefully that wasn't too fast for you today. If so, I apologize. Just a little bit rattled. Like I said, I just had a contractor show up here. He's going to be working on our garage. I'm okay now. All right, so from there, let's think of our posture. We're sitting up nice and straight. Let's pull our shoulders back. We're going to swing our arms from side to side. Side to side. Okay, if you could bring your hands up to shoulder height, that would be great. If you find it a little bit painful to be bringing your hands up so high, you don't have to. You can bring them a little bit lower. We're doing this nice, slow and controlled, very purposeful. So the purpose of our warm-up here is to get our mind and our body ready for exercise. Because when we get into our cardio section, it's going to be about 15 to 20 minutes of continuous movement here. So this is a really good chance during our warm-up here to evaluate how you're feeling, if you're feeling up to doing this class. And if you're not, that's okay. All these classes are recorded. And like I said, we are posting them on the Parkinson Canada YouTube channel. And we also post them on the Parkinson Canada Manitoba Facebook group page. Pretty much do this right after the class. Okay, one arm, back, and forth. All right, back and forth. Both arms. There we go. Now the other arm. All the way across. There you go. Okay, both arms. There we go. Okay, stopping with our arms. We're going to do some side steps with our toe to the side and back. Side and back. Side and back. Side and back. Tap and back. Tap and back. How you doing? And back. Tap and back. A lot of these exercises that we're doing today can be done from a standing position or a sitting position. Whatever is best for you is best for me. But believe it or not, a lot of these movements that we're doing are going to be more challenging from a seated position. Tap and back. Tap and back. Tap and back. Tap and back. Okay, from there we're going to just roll our arms forward. Nice slow rolls. Going forward. And stop. Now we're going to go backwards. Thinking of your posture. Let's get a big smile on your face. And stop. Now going forward. And back. Okay, from there we're going to do some big breathing again. We're going to finish things off. We're going to keep our eyes open this time, raising our hands above our head as we breathe in and out. In and out. In and out. Last one. In and out. Okay, so we just finished our warm-up. Now is a really good time for you to grab yourself a sip of water if you need to. If you have your water bottle around, just make sure you have a sip and put it to the side so it's not going to be a tripping hazard for you. Speaking of tripping hazard, if you have any sort of area rugs that are kind of curled up, you might want to pull those out of the way. Or if you have a coffee table nearby, again, we don't want to have any tripping hazards or anything. If you were to fall and knock your head, just move that out of the way. Let's try and make sure that the area we're working out in is a nice, safe area. Hey, Betty and Rick are here. Finally found me. All right, great to have you on board, Betty. Okay, so again, we're gonna go for 15 to 20 minutes of continuous movement. Let's start off with a march. March, 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 march. March, march, march. March, 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 march. March, 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 march. Okay, so this is our go-to move here. If at all you get lost in any of the choreography or any of my instructions, you can always go to the marching here. But if you are marching, let's just always think of our posture, sitting up nice and straight, shoulders back. And then when you feel comfortable that you can get back into what we're doing, just transition right into what we're doing. Nobody will know any different. March, 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 march. So the intensity level that we're looking at is a moderate to vigorous level. And a great way to measure that is by the talk test. If you're able to exercise and talk really easily, or perhaps even sing while you're exercising, well then you know you're not working out hard enough. So you're gonna have to pick things up, you're gonna have to pick up the pace, or you're gonna have to make your movements a little bit larger. Because all the magic's gonna happen for us through this exercise when we're working out closer to the vigorous end of the scale. So it should be a little challenging for you to be able to talk and exercise at the same time. Again, that is just one of the more important things is the intensity level. March, 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 march. March, 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 march. So one way that we can change the intensity level is by having larger movements. So how about now, we're going to try and do some high marches. I'm going to do this standing up. So it's going to be up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. See nice big movements like this, up and down. And of course you can always combine it with going a little bit faster. And down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. March it out. March, 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 and march. March, 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 march. Okay, as I mentioned, another way to change our intensity level is by going at a quicker pace. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to go for a little bit of a run in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. March, 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 and march. March, 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 march. March, 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 and march. March, 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 march. All right. Think of all those Olympic marathoners. Those guys are at it for about two and a half. Some people are up to 3 hours, but the pace they're going at, it's relentless, non-stop, and it's fast. So I say, if they can do it, we can do it too for a short period of time. March, 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 and march. March, 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 march. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, slowing it down. That was a good little run. March, 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 march. March, 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 march. So how about now, we're going to try, seeing it's Friday, perhaps you're going dancing on the weekend, we're going to add a little bit of a cha-cha step into this. Have a little bit of fun with it. So it's going to be a march, march, cha-cha-cha. Here we go. March, march, cha-cha-cha. March, march. March, march. March, march. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. March, 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 march. Okay, now we're going to bring it wide. We're going to do our alternating wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Are you with me? Here we go. Wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Narrow, narrow. Wide, 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 wide. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keeping it narrow. All right. Wow, it is humid here in Manitoba today. March, 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 and march. March, 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 march. How about we go for another little bit of a run? We'll make it a little bit shorter than we did last one. So here we go. March, 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 and march. March, 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 march. March, 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 and march. March, 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 march. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, slowing it down. March, 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 and march. March, 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 march. Okay, so now we're going to bring it wide and hold it wide. From here, we're going to transition. I'm going to do it from a seated position. We're going to transition into no arms and just tap and tap. Tap and tap. Tap and tap. Tap and tap. Should we add some arms? Tap and tap. Tap and tap. 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 Tap and tap. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One arm only. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other arm. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both arms. Okay. Good workout today, gang. Thanks for sticking with me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. March it out. Squirrels are following along here. March, 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 and march. March, 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 march. So we're going to do some heel tapping now. We're going to slowly transition into the dreaded V-step. You know that V-step, it is hard. But when we're learning new patterns like that, that's good for us. That's what we need. We're trying to create those new branches of growth and development so that we can have more dopamine made available. We want that dopamine crossing, being received, Messages being sent clearly and frequently. March, 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 march. No hands, just our feet. March, 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 march. Okay, so in 4, 3, we're doing heel taps. 2, and 1. Here we go. Tap and back, tap and back. Slowing it down, tap and back, tap and back. All right, tap and back, tap and back. So we're going to build up our way from doing 1 per side to 2 per side, then 3 and 4, and back to 1. Before we do that, let's add some bicep curls. There we go. For those of you that need a little bit more intense workout, you can pick up the speed. You can have larger movements. You can even raise your arms like this, to the top, or to the side like that. Everybody else, we're just going to do the underhand bicep curls. Tap, and tap. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now 2 per side, so 1 and 2. Other side, 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. All right. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. How's everybody doing? Good, I hope. And 2. 1 and 2. So let's try 3 per side. 1, 2, 3. Change it here. 1, 2, 3. Change it up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we're doing 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Change it up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Change it here. If you find it too hard, you're doing your arms and legs at the same time, you can just do the legs or just do your arms. And 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Change it here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Change it out. Now we're doing 3s. 2, 3. Change it here. 1, 2, 3. Change it up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we're doing 2s. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Last time. 1 and 2. Last one. 1. And now we're doing singles. Here we go. 1 and 1. 1 and 1. There we go. Alternating. And 1. No arms. 1 and 1. We're going to try and pick up the speed a little bit. We're going to bring our heart rate back up on our roller coaster before we slow things down. So here we go. Tap and back and tap and back. Tap, back, tap, back. Tap and back and tap and back. Tap, back, tap, back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowing it down. Tap, back, tap, and back. Tap, back, and tap, back. All right, so shall we try the V-step? So that's going to require us, it's going to be similar to this motion here, but we're going to put one foot at the 2 o'clock position and the other foot at the 10 o'clock position. Then we're going to bring both feet back one at a time to the 6 o'clock position. Ready to try? Okay, here we go. So 2, 10, 6, and 6. 2, 10, 6, and 6. Let's add some arms. 10, 6, and 6. 2, 10, 6, and 6. Again, learning new patterns is developing new pathways in our brain. It's that executive functioning, being able to make decisions on the go, taking directions, keeping it fresh, and back. So if you find that you are struggling with this, just stay with us. I believe in you. I feel that you will get it. Some time, some patience, and practice. 6 and 6. 2, 10, 6 and 6. 2, 10, 6 and 6. 2, 10, 6 and 6. Okay, no hands. 2, 10, 6 and 6. Okay, this is going to be our final little sprint here. We're going to pick up the pace. 6 and 6. 2, 10, 6 and 6. So 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 6 o'clock, back. 2, 10, 6 and 6. All right, so now we are going to make it a little bit more challenging. We're just going to pick up the pace before we get into our cardio cool down, that all important cardio cool down. And 6. Here we go. And 6. 2, 10, 6 and 6. 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 6 o'clock, back. 2, 10, 6, 6. 2, 10, 6 and 6. Here we go. All right. 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 6 o'clock, back. 2, 10, 6 and 6. All right, gang. Almost done our cardio section of our workout here. 6 and 6. Let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. March it out. All right. So we just finished our 15 to 20 minutes of continuous workout. All right. Wendy Braun, great to see you at class, Wendy. Aw, what a nice note. I'll get back to you for sure, Wendy. March, 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 and March. Okay, now we're not going to use our arms. We're slowing things down a little bit. So with our cardio cool down, the reason why we're doing it, as we get older, it does get harder for us to slow our heart rate down, to slow our breathing rate down. So we typically spend 2 to 5 minutes slowing down our heart rate and our breathing rate, getting all that oxygenated blood that we just finished pumping into our body with all that cardio work to different parts of our body, to our lower legs, to our feet, to our toes, our arms, our hands, but most importantly, to our brain. March, 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 and March. Okay, now we're going to bring it down even a little bit further. Oh, yeah, I feel good. Okay, standing still. We're just going to swing our arms to the side and back. Side and back. Okay. Side and back. Side and back. Now we're going to go back and forward. Back and forward. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to transition into some shoulder shrugs. We're going up and down, up and down. So it looks like these classes are going to be continuing on for a little while here. Different parts of the country have different rates of COVID exposure. So we're going to be continuing these classes for the next little bit. Probably Parkinson's Canada just made the announcement earlier on this week that we're going to be holding off in any sort of large collective gatherings with the Parkinson community. Because some people have underlying health conditions, and to be exposed to the coronavirus is not a good thing. So we're going to play it safe for now. But you have these classes. There's lots of other classes that you can also follow online. Up and down. Okay, now we're just going to tap our heels, bringing down our heart rate even further. Tap, 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 and tap. So that's why we're also, for the Super Walk this year, we're going to the virtual Super Walk, where we're encouraging you to walk with friends and family, with people who you know that don't have COVID-19 and the coronavirus, and being able just to walk in your community where you feel safe, where you feel good. Tap, 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 and tap. Okay, changing our feet. Tap, 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 and tap. Tap, 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 tap. Ooh-wee, I sure wish I brought my water bottle outside. I totally forgot all about that. Tap, 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 and tap. Guess what? We just finished our cardio warm-up. Our cardio and our cardio cool down. Now is a great time to grab a sip of water if you have any water. We're going to transition into our strength training, and today I have chickpeas. I got the blue menu chickpeas, so very high in fiber, no salt added, and then of course I've got the Unico chickpeas and high in fiber, but there is salt in here. So a little bit of balance here. Less salt, regular salt, somewhere in the middle is ideal. So if you have any hand weights around, you can use your hand weights. If you have cans of soups, cans of beans or peas, that works for me as well. If you have nothing, that's okay. It can still be challenging just working against gravity, because everything that we're doing very slow and very purposeful. And that's where we're going to get the most benefit, is by doing it slow and doing it purposeful, as opposed to doing it fast. Like I've seen guys at the gym, they have lots of weight and they go like this really, really fast. Well, you know, they're not really getting the benefits from doing a nice, slow, purposeful elongation, ripping of the muscles, and then flexing back up. So if you have your hand weights, you can use those. If you have your TheraBands or resistance tubing, you can use that, or surgical tubing. By all means. I think a lot of you that have used them in the past, you kind of know how to work with them, and you know how to adapt them to the exercises that we're doing. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do our chest press. So it's going to require you to have your hands out in front. Your arms are at sort of a 90-degree angle. You see how I have my arms back? I got my shoulders back. I'll do it from the profile shot for the first group of 6. We're going out and back. Breathe out and in. We're doing 6. That's 2. That's 3. Here's 4. 5. And 6. Whew. That's it for our chest press. We're going to do another set of chest press, but right now we're going to transition. We call this an inverted row. So if you're sitting down, sit up nice and straight. You're going to drop the hands between your legs like this. If you're standing up, it's going to be the same thing. Keep your feet nice and wide. Your palms are facing towards your body. We're going up, 2, 3, and down, 2, 3. Up and down. See the position? It's the same thing. Up and down. So when we are doing strength training, there seem to be studies that show that this can really help with your bradykinesia if that's one of your symptoms. And down, because we're recruiting and we're building more muscle fibers through our strength training. We're going to do one more. The more muscle fibers we have, the theory is the more dopamine is going to be available to keep the movement moving as fast as you were expecting it to be moving. Okay. Now we're going to transition into our bicep curls. These are our large muscles. These are our bicep muscles. You're going to be sitting up nice and straight, or standing up nice and straight, shoulders back, palms facing forward, elbows tight to your body. We're going up, 2, 3, and down, 2, 3. Ideally, you're going to want to try and find a weight that's going to be challenging for you, So by the time you reach number 6, it's going to be really, really hard for you to do that 6th one. And again, that's where the magic happens. When we're pushing ourselves outside our comfort zone, it's going to be challenging for us to do the work, but not so hard that it's going to be discouraging. We're doing one more. Up, 2, 3, and down, 2, 3. Okay, now we're going back to our chest press. So bringing your hands up, arms are bent at a 90-degree angle. We're pushing straight out and back. Again, very slow, very purposeful. Out and back. Out and back. 2 more. Out and back. Last one. Out and back. Now we're going to do our inverted row. So we just dangle those weights or your hands between your legs like this. Your palms are facing your body. We're going up, 2, 3, and down, 2, 3. Up and down. That's 2. Here's 3. And down. 4. And down. 2 more. Here's 5. Last one. And 6. Woo! Finish it off with one more set of 6 bicep curls. Again, facing forward. Let's think of our posture, nice and straight. Palms facing forward, elbows tight to our body. Again, very slow and purposeful. That's the key. Going up, 2, 3, and down, 2, 3. That's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. Halfway there. This is 4. And 5. Last one. Here's 6. How about we do one more for good health? Come on, one more. Here we go. Up, 2, 3, and down, 2, 3. All right, thanks for sticking with me. We can put our hand weights to the side. Just make sure it's not going to be a tripping hazard for you. Now we're going to do our chair crunches. Again, this is going to work with our abdominal core, and when we have really strong stomach muscles, abdominal muscles, this will help with our digestion and our posture as well. Quite often we're sitting down, as they say, sitting is the new smoking, so our abdominal muscles get really weak. People that have had office jobs have been sitting down for 8, 9, 10 hours a day, and then they get in their car, they drive for another period of time. Well, we're not working on our abdominal muscles here, so this is a really good opportunity. This is something you could do while you're watching TV, or if you're working at your office, you can do the same thing. All you're going to have to do is sit in your chair. You're going to move your bum up, scoot your bum up towards the end of the chair. Thinking of your posture, sitting up nice and straight. You can have your arms crossed across your chest like this, out in front of you or on your lap. That matters not to me. Just make sure you're not tucking your feet underneath the legs of the chair, because then it's your legs that are doing the work as opposed to our abdominal core. So sitting up nice and straight, I'm going to have my arms out in front. I find it helps with me and my feet coming off the ground, kind of counterbalances that. We're leaning back until your shoulder blade touches the chair, and up. That's 1. There's 2. 3. 4. Here's 5. Last one. Here's 6. Oh, yeah, that 6th one was tough. We're going to stretch out our abdominal obliques here, just twisting your trunk to one side, holding it there. You should feel the stretch along the side of your body there. Feels good, good, good. We're going to twist our trunk the other way. We're always looking for balance. What we do to one side, we do to the other. We're going to try another group of 6 chair crunches here. Lean back, 2, 3, and up, 2, 3. Again, very slow and purposeful. Here's 3, halfway there, and up, 4, and up. Here's 5, and up, and last one, 6. Oh, and up. Wow, that was tough. We'll do another quick little stretch here. Twisting one way, holding it there, feeling the stretch along the side of your body, and twisting the other way. Hopefully that feels good for you. Alright, and you know we can't avoid it. There's no way around it. We do our mini sit-to-stands or our full sit-to-stands. I'm going to do mini sit-to-stands today. But if you think you can do a full sit-to-stand, by all means you do that. We're going to try and do 6. So big things when we're doing our sit-to-stands, keeping our feet nice and wide so that when we are standing, our weight's distributed over a larger area, so it makes us less prone to falling. It's going to help with our balance. And we are lifting from our legs, not so much our back, so we're sitting up nice and straight. We're going to go up and down. That's a mini sit-to-stand. You know what a full sit-to-stand is. It looks like it's going up. And you shoot your bum all the way back and down. We're going to try 6, but as I said, I'm doing the mini sit-to-stands today. Here we go. Up and down. That's 1. Whew. Those mini sit-to-stands are hard. Here's 2. And down. Here's 3. And down. 4. Here's 5. And last one, here's 6. Ooh-wee, that is tough. You really feel that in your glutes there, your butt. So again, the sit-to-stands are good for our quadriceps. It's the largest muscles in our body, and our glutes, which are also really big muscles. They're really quite important for fall prevention. These muscles are the muscles that keep us going forward, are also keeping us stabilized. These muscles wrap around your knee, so they insert in your hips. They run all the way down, just a little bit below your knee. You got these little notches here. Some of them are attached all the way down to there. So they are very important for preventing falls because, of course, we know our knees, that knee joint, and sometimes we freeze. It's these muscles that are freezing. So if we have a lot more muscles that are in good shape, we're going to have more muscles to call upon in order for you to maintain your balance. Okay, so we've done our strength training. We're now going to work on our balance training. Blair Sigurdsson is in the house. Hello, Blair. Great to see you. I'll give you a great big wave back. Okay, so we're going to do our Johnny Cash. We're going to walk the line. So with the walk the line, you're going to pretend that there's an imaginary line in front of you. I like to have a chair nearby just in case I need to grab onto it if I lose my balance a little bit. I would encourage you to do the same, or you can have a wall nearby where you can put your hand on the wall that will also help you keep your balance. So we're placing one foot in front of the other. We're walking forward. It does help to stick your hands out to the side. And stop. Let's go back. Today's the day I wish we had air conditioning in our house. It's going to be a hot one tonight. Alright, we're going to try that going forward again. All the way. And stop. Now we're going back again. Alright, we did our Johnny Cash. We walked the line. We're going to try one more line walk, except this time we're going to add a freeze into there. So again, we're training our mind, training our brain to make all those micro adjustments. If you do freeze, it will become a lot easier for you to maintain your balance because you have trained yourself to be able to keep your balance in a frozen position here. So we're We're going to walk forward and freeze. Hold it there, hold it there. Forward, freeze. Forward all the way. And now we're going to go back. There we go. All the way back. I'm not going to freeze you going backwards. Alright, that's our Johnny Cash. Now we're going to do our one-legged stand. There's two ways that you can do this. You find whatever is best for you. One way is to bring your heel back like this. It's going to be a nice little workout for your hamstring. That's one way that you can do it. As you can see, I've got my hand on a chair here for some stability if I need it. The other way that you can do it, of course, is just by raising your knee. Big thing is we're standing on one leg. So again, I would encourage you to have a chair nearby or you have your hand on the wall. We're going to bring our one foot off the ground, either forwards or backwards, whatever's best for you, holding it there. It does help to stick your arms out to the side. Holding it there. It's also a muscle workout here. And down. What we do to one side, we're going to do to the other. One leg off the ground. For those of you that need an extra challenge, you can take your hands off the chair wall for a little bit, or you can put it right back down. You can even close one eye. Switch eyes. It does make a difference. You do have one dominant eye. And down. We're going to do one more time each leg. Again, these are some things that you can do throughout the day. Washing dishes, stand-up meeting, waiting for the bus to come, waiting at the doctor's office, and down. Other leg, up, holding it there. Always opportunities for us to be practicing different things here and there. It all makes a difference, believe it or not. Little short bouts. Okay, now we're going to shift our weight from one side. And as you can see, I've got my hand on the chair here. My toes on the ground. For those of you that need the extra challenge, you can bring your foot up off the ground. Everybody else, you can keep your toe on the ground. We're shifting our weight from one side to the other. This is a natural part of the aging process, that our balance isn't quite as good as it used to be when we were younger. We'll shift to the other side. So it's not a Parkinson's specific only symptom, it's just getting older. So this is something that everybody can and should work at. Sticking your hands out does help with your balance. As you can see, I have my hand on the chair there for some stability. You can challenge yourself by taking your hand off. You can take one foot off. And one more time, each side. Foot off to the side. Toe on the ground. Always bring your foot up off the ground. Holding it there. One more time. Last time. Here we go. Challenge yourself. It's always good to challenge yourself within reason. And down. Okay, now we're going to try our rocking forward and backwards. So you see how I got my legs wider than my shoulders here? And I'm going to step forward with one leg, keeping my legs nice and wide. I'm going to have a chair there just in case I need it. I'm going to be rocking forward and back. I'll give you a profile shot. It might help you out a little bit more. Leaning forward. And then I'm leaning back. I've got my hand on the chair there. Forward. And back. Okay, bringing my feet side by side. Now I'm going to put my other foot forward. Other foot goes back. Feet are still wide, offering a nice wide platform. Leaning forward within reason. And backwards. Forward. And back. Alright, so from there we are going to sit down. We're going to do a leaning forward for everybody that is sitting in a chair full time or for most of your days. We can still work on your balance. Let's think of our posture first. Sitting up nice and straight, shoulders back, great big smiles on our faces. We're going to keep our feet nice and wide, and we're going to put the weight of our upper body onto the balls of our feet, not our tiptoes, but the balls of your feet. So that's this part of your foot right there. So just think of yourself sitting on a toilet or getting up off a chair. We're leaning forward. Even this is challenging. As you get older, these sorts of things become a little bit more difficult. And back, think of our posture. Let's lean forward again. And back, let's try one more. Forward, hold it there. Weight of your upper body on the balls of your feet. There you go, head held high. Great big smiles on our faces. And back. All right. We just finished our balance training. We finished our strength training, cardio cool down, our cardio warm up. Now we're going to do a little bit of flexibility. Again, when we're working on stretching and our flexibility, it does help with pain management. With our muscles that are becoming a little stiff and rigid, if we can lengthen them out, our brain is sending the signals saying, it's okay, that feels good, let's do a little bit more. So the more we work at it, and again, the body, this is one of the things that you'll notice the biggest improvement in a short period of time is your flexibility and stretching. You just have to stay at it. You got to be consistent at it. The first thing we're going to do is that we're going to do a hamstring stretch. So that's going to require you to stick one leg out in front, head held, breathing out, leaning forward. You're not leaning down, you're leaning forward, and you should feel the stretch along the top part of the back side of your leg. Oh, that feels good. That feels glorious. Hold it there. Ideally, you want to hold stretches for about 30 seconds minimum. It takes a while for your brain to send the signals down to your muscles saying, you know what, that feels okay. You can go a little bit further, you can hold it there. And the soreness kind of subsides. Holding it there. And back. Your posture. Time for our other leg. Foot goes out. Leaning forward. Holding it there. Head held high. You definitely want to have your head above the level of your heart. Hold that stretch. Feels good, good, good. And back. Okay. Now we're going to stretch out our calves. Sticking one leg out, you're going to bring your toe back towards your body. So you should feel the stretch on the lower part of your leg. Back side of your leg. Those are your calves you have over there. Earlier on this week, I think it was Tuesday night, I was having some cramping going on in my calves. So it felt good. I actually had to move to the couch so I could put my feet against the end of the couch. I could press and I could feel a little bit of a stretch going on. I was able to go back to sleep pretty fast after that. We do to one leg, we're going to do to the other. Foot goes out, toe comes back towards your body. Let's think of our posture. Whew. Good workout today, guys. Oh, that feels good. All right, now we're going to stretch out our chest. So for that, we bring our hands to the side. So you're going to be opening up your chest. Bring your arms back about shoulder height. If you find that it's a little bit painful to have your hands up that high, you can lower your hands like this and you can still get the stretch. Or you could always just do one arm. But for everybody else, if you're able to have your arms up shoulder height, pulling straight back. Now we're going to do a bear hug. It's going to be a nice warm up before we go dancing, if you're going dancing this weekend. I know there's one fellow that I see at the Y most mornings. His name is Joe. He tries to get out dancing every weekend if he can. And he's always got great stories when he gets back, how much fun he had, friends he saw. Hang up nice and wide, and he's in great shape. And dancing is part of his routine. As I said, he goes out at least once a week. Finds those little communities who are outside of Winnipeg, sometimes within Winnipeg. One more time, we're going to bear hug, crisscross our arms the other way. See how far back you can get your fingers. Hold it there. Alright, now we're going to work on our Parkinson's specific stretches here. So I'm just going to move up a little bit closer to the camera here so you can see me a little bit clearer. So some of these exercises aren't, well, they're not that sexy, but who cares? We're doing this because we want to be independent. We want to have the best quality of life that we can, and you're doing everything you can to make those changes. So again, maybe one of the most awkward ones is, sticking out our tongue. Our tongue is a large muscle and is very, very important for us in our speech. So we do have to work at stretching it out every day. So we're going to stick our tongue out and up. Come back in. Now we're going out and down. Tongue back in. We're going out and to that side. Now we're going out and that side. How about we do the same with our eyes? We're going to go up, straight back, little ocular muscles here. Eyes to neutral. Now we're going down, straight down. Keep your head in a neutral position. People don't think of these little muscles, but they are important. Eyes into neutral. Now we're going to eyes that way, off to one side, neutral, and that way. Oh, that feels good too. Alright, now how about we work on our jaw? So we're working on our jaw muscles for chewing our food. The longer that you're able to chew your food, the better it is. So let's practice opening our mouth wide, wide, wide. Go to a big smile, great big smile. Working on the Parkinson mask. There we go. Yeah, nice big stretch. Now opening our mouth again, wide. And smile, great big smile. Alright, so from there we're going to do our side cheek stretch. So for our side cheek stretch, you're going to be placing the palm of your hand along your face like this. You're going to be pulling to the side and up. So we're stretching those muscles that are responsible for helping shape our lips, stop us from drooling. So hold it there. And again, ideally we're trying to hold each stretch for about 30 seconds minimum, but for the purpose of this class we're just demonstrating. What we do to one side, we're going to do to the other. So palm goes against your cheek, you're pulling straight back and up. Holding it there. Oh, that feels good. How about we finish things off with our vowels? Our vowels are A, E, I, O, and U. So we're going to do it 2 times. Ready, gang? Here we go. A, E, I, O, U. Okay, we'll try it one more time. Try and almost over-exaggerate the vowels if we can. Here we go. A, E, I, O, U. All right. So that's it for today's live class. So our next live class is going to be on Monday, and then followed by Tuesday and Fridays. You can find the live classes on the Parkinson Canada Super Walk page. You just have to like the page and you'll become a member of it, and you'll be able to follow along. And of course, you can find all these recordings on the Parkinson Canada YouTube channel and the Parkinson Canada Manitoba Facebook group page. If you have any questions, I love hearing from you. See, Wendy, you lived here in Winnipeg and Transcona. You're from Ticona from 1965 to 66. Wow, it's a very interesting story. I'd like to hear more about it, Wendy. So that's it for today, guys. Love hearing from you. Don't hesitate to give me a shout. I'll do everything I can to get back to you ASAP. Until then, have yourself a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.